you mind if I go on a rant?
Yes, I'm muting. I want to hear.
Yeah,
All
go
right.
for it.
I have a few things, and I have a lot of notes. And number one is obviously the big one, finding a bench. The Sixers need to find a bench. The Sixers scored 649 total points in the Knicks series. Embiid and Maxey each scored and assisted on 282 of them, meaning both of those guys counted on almost points or assists on 87% of the Sixers' total offensive output in the series. Think about that. 87%. That's an insane mark, man. And we all know the numbers. The Sixers outscored the Knicks by 46 points in the minutes Embiid was on the court, down 44 points with Embiid off the court. They need to find help. They need to find and retool their bench production. Number two, the offense needs to flow more through Maxey. I mean, Maxey still has a long way to go as a basketball player. I loved watching him this season, but there are still ways for him to grow. He doesn't consistently organize the floor. He doesn't use his own gravity yet to make plays for others. He's not necessarily a point guard yet. He's still more of a shooting guard rather than a point guard. He's still kind of a positional tweener as of right now. But Maxey's progress, as we learned this year in that Knicks series, is not about surface stats. It's more about seeing the court. It's seeing the whole floor and becoming a better playmaker for others. And that, as well as one other big area for Maxey, you look at, the high scoring games he had, 42, 50, 51, 52 points. But what was the common denominator in all of those games? For me, it was Maxey getting to the free throw line. And in those games, he had at least 11 free throws. And Maxey's going to have to learn, as defenses adjust to him, that he's not always going to be able to light the world on fire from three. And what I'm talking about here is Maxey himself getting to the free throw line at a much higher rate in 2025. You look at his free throw rate during the regular season, 26.6%. That dropped to 20.3% in the playoffs. For reference purposes, Jalen Brunson's free throw rate was 30.2% in the regular season, 37.9% in the playoffs. Maxey can straight up learn a lot from Jalen Brunson in that series. He needs to learn how to shift gears. He needs to learn how to get defenders off balance when attacking downhill and live off that free throw line. And to be fair, like the whistles never came for Tyrese Maxey. My last one of the evening, before we get into our Sixers offseason targets, is Joel Embiid's approach to the Sixers. Nick Nurse's approach to Joel Embiid with the Sixers has to change. There's no question. He had some high scoring games. I'm not blaming Joel Embiid whatsoever, but he did have 34 assists to 25 turnovers. That's not a great assist to turnover ratio for a player whose usage rate was ridiculously high. And what I'm trying to say is the approach has to change in respect to not relying on this guy so heavily. Embiid averaged just 5.8 points in the fourth quarter against the New York Knicks. He shot 23.1% on 26 shots against 6 fourth quarters. 9 assists against 5 turnovers in the fourth quarter. And that's got to change, man. That's got to change. The Sixers' identity with Embiid on the bench was non-existent. The offense had zero clue what to do. And I don't know what the Sixers need to do moving forward, but they have to find a way to get Embiid closer to the basket. Yeah, that is not Embiid's bread and butter. Embiid wants to be a jump shooter. Embiid wants to play away from the basket, but that's not conducive to playoff basketball. That's not conducive to winning basketball in the postseason. Getting Embiid closer to the basket, getting him in contact, and getting him to the free throw line, making defenses not just guard him with wings and pesky defenders and guards on the perimeter. But actually, remember the days of Embiid taking out the centers one after one after one because he's down low feasting and getting to the free throw line. Where did that go? Yeah, he was fought through injury. But for me, that is a huge thing this season, is to retool this offense.